I woke up and I was gasping for air. And I picked up my phone and I typed the Braiding vault into Google. It didn't exist. The system there is not built for you to break out. It's built to cage you in. I got married at 38. It did not bother me. I've been proposed to 7 times. They were coming, but the right one was not coming until now. Hey, baby. I was exposed to things that I shouldn't have been exposed to at a young age. And you have people here that was bank MDs that have gone to London and become security guards. I've been in the UK for 28 years. You can get depressed very quickly. Or when they talk about, oh, I want to go, I want to cross over. What are you really going for? This interview is about to get very...
It's exclusives, baby.
Damn!
Hello, my guest today is the group CEO of AJ Skylar Holdings. She's the founder of the Braiding Vault and Shhh, Lingerie. Hi, Joy Adesanya. How you doing?
Nice.
Girl, your skin is fire.
We try.
You need to give me your skincare routine.
It's a long routine.
I want this. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
So is it like shh, like shut up or shh?
Like shh, discreet, quiet.
Ah, like
that's
sexy.
What it is. Sexy.
So how is it like being back to Nigeria? Let's start with that.
Being back to Nigeria.
Yeah.
This year.
Yeah, this year.
It's very demoralizing. And let me tell you why. You wasn't expecting that answer. I know.
No, I wasn't.
It's just that it's not the Nigeria that I left a couple of months ago. People are more vibrant. People are more optimistic. You've come back now and everyone's like, restaurants are empty. Funny enough, the clubs are not empty, but the people are taking out their frustration in the clubs. But everyone's just kind of laying low, and there's nothing positive has been said. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's kind of worried financially about where the economy is going, and it can be quite weighty. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm not really feeling the energy in the land.
But Joy, speaking about feelings, I don't think you're feeling this economy too.
I'm feeling it. Thank God we don't look like what we've been through.
Yeah.
I'm definitely feeling it, but you have to learn to wear a smile and have resilience and persevere in the face of challenges.
Yeah. So you lived in the UK for 28 years before coming to Nigeria.
Yes.
Why? You were
Really
the second person. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. I'm a very good journalist. You're the second person on the show that said, they really wanted to come back to Nigeria. I had Chioma Good Hair.
Yeah.
And she's like, she wanted. Why now? Everybody's trying to go there. So why would you want to do that?
I mean, if you've lived there, right, you kind of understand that there's only so much you can achieve as a Black woman in that economy. And I honestly feel like what I've achieved here in Nigeria, not saying that I wouldn't have achieved it there, it would have taken a lot longer. And I don't know, when I came here for the first time when I was 16, after we left I left Nigeria when I was 2. Yeah. And we came back when I was 16, there was just a connection, a homely connection. I just felt like, this is where it's happening, like this is where it's gonna make sense for me, And so every time I go back to London now, I hate it.
Could never be me.
Yeah, I just don't enjoy London anymore. And I think because Nigeria has just taught me to be a fighter, it's taught me to be a hustler, it's taught me to appreciate people from all walks of life. Nothing is given to you easy. So when you see somebody out here that's actually made it, there's a sense of appreciation for that person's hustle. And I think that's the driving force for me being on ground.
Yeah. So what was it like growing up in the UK?
What was it like? So growing up Black, growing up Nigerian, growing up African when it wasn't a popular thing. It was my childhood was lovely because I have loving parents.
Yeah.
I'm the first of 4. I'm the only girl. So I was thrown into a motherly role very quickly from a young age. I was bullied in school because I was dark skinned, and my mother used to give me real African hairstyles. So like the hairstyles with the threads, and so it didn't it didn't add to, you know, it didn't add to my look, my aesthetics. Yeah, no, it wasn't given. And so I was bullied for that, and I was a people pleaser. It was because I felt like I wasn't seen or heard, and I felt like, you know, I was being bullied. I felt like I had to suck up to people for them to like me, in order for them to be my friend, to reduce the bullying. But God, that ain't happening now.
Love it.
Yeah, so it was quite difficult, but I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Yeah. So what would the UK you think of the boss girl that you are now, the boss lady that you are now?
Girl, the UK me is still in shock about the boss girl that I have become, because I always knew that I was going to be in a boss role. I never necessarily knew that it would be my own company. I always felt like I would be like an executive director or MD for another company, an established company. But you know, we plan and God laughs. And I think my UK version of me will be extremely proud of the woman that I have become. Yeah.
So happy.
I'm happy for me too.
Yeah. So very quickly, I want us to discuss this old Japa phenomenon.
Okay.
Do you think it's safe? Like everybody's wanting to go there, and you are a good example of someone that has been there and you know, came to Nigeria to, you know, build structures, build all these businesses for yourself. Do you think it's safe that everybody wants to just go abroad now?
I think perception is key when it comes to this Japa syndrome. So there's the Japa syndrome, there's the Japada syndrome as well, right? You have to take that into context. And because I've got the best of both worlds, so I have a business here and I have a business in the UK, and I've encountered people that have Japads. Now, the only thing I can hear that is really reassuring from these people is stability.
Yeah.
We have constant lights, we have the environment is safe. But in terms of the cost of living, in terms of their professional levels, I mean, you have people here that was bank MDs that have gone to London and become security guards, right? And that's because the system there is not built for you to break out.
Yeah.
It's built to cage you in. And so when I see a lot of people crossing over and then they're complaining, well, I was better off staying in Nigeria because if I was there now, it'll be easy. London is not easy. Anywhere in the world is not easy. But, you know, if you're used to a certain life here and then you go to London and then you're now dragging on the train. When you're used to a certain lifestyle here, you have a driver, you have maids. Do you understand? Everywhere is stressed, but you have a sense of community. You can call your girls, you go out, you see people that look like you, everyone's having fun. It's very different over there. It can be quite cold and lonely. You can be in a community and not know your neighbor, right? You could wake up in the morning and be going to work and not one person looks at you to smile. Do you understand? So you can get depressed very quickly. And I always say to people when they talk about, oh, I want to go, I want to crossover, what are you really going for, right? Do you have a proper setup? Do you even have a plan? So you can't just go and expect that everything will work itself out, because you have a lot of Nigerians now that are sleeping on the streets abroad. Why? They didn't plan properly. They've sold everything that they had just to say, I'm in London or I'm in Canada or I'm wherever, and they're suffering, but they can't tell people back home because of the stigma, right? So for me, I would always pick Nigeria over the UK. And for me, because it works. It worked for me. I've been here going on to 13 years. I wouldn't trade that for anything, but that's because I've been in the UK for 28 years. And I've seen that is what I've achieved in 13 years, I couldn't achieve in 28 years, you know? So you have to really weigh your options and be very honest with yourself. Why are you if you could just hold on a little bit longer, you might just seek the joy and the peace that you're looking for here rather than abroad.
Yeah. So it's one door, yeah?
is
Wando.
Wando.
Yewande to Wando.
Oh my God.
I saw that coming, and you know what? I know this gist, so you have to tell them the story. You have to tell them the story behind that name. I just
caught me off guard. Jesus. That was the name that, oh my God. I'm actually, if I was light skinned, you will see that I'm red right about now. That was the name that, that was the name I gave myself because it wasn't cool to be Nigerian, right? Thank God for Afrobeats.
Yeah.
Thank God for Afrobeats, and the Nigerian culture is really making waves now. But back then, my grandmother used to call me Yewande, right? She was the only one that called me Yewande. My Yoruba name is Yetunde. So, so in school, and when I used to meet guys and stuff, and they asked me my name, I'll say my name was Wanda, which was derived from Yewande. I know, just look away now and just, I know, I'm sorry, forgive me, but it had to be done. Back then in the 90s, yes, we're old, it wasn't cool to just be bouncing off your Yoruba name. It wasn't a thing.
So, I want to talk about identity crisis.
Yes.
And, how you...
Yes, it was a crisis indeed.
And how you moved past that.
Right. How did I move past that? It took a while, actually. I can't really say when, to be honest. I can't really say when I thought it was cool to be Nigerian.
Yeah.
It just kind of happened. You kind of grow into your own. And that's why there's a lot of people that lack confidence, and a lot of young ladies, let me say, lack confidence, lack self-esteem, and they're doing too much.
Yeah.
You're young and you're already doing Botox and you're doing all these things. And I'm like, you just kind of need to wait a little because you will kind of grow into it, right? And you will become.
Yeah.
You would essentially become, and you'll become that person that you've always wanted to be. And then you won't be shy about your name. Yeah. I'm not shy about my name Yetunde, but my name is Joy. It's a name that my mom gave me, and she wanted me to go by that name because of the meaning of a name.
Yeah.
Right? And she understands the importance of names and its meaning. And she was like, I don't want you to be Yetunde because Yetunde has a meaning. And I feel like the child that I've given birth to is Joy.
Yeah.
Right? So that's why the name change was Joy. But I 100% represent Nigerian. I even get told sometimes, oh, you don't look Nigerian, or you don't look Yoruba, or you don't look this. And I'm like, I'm proudly Yoruba. I'm proudly
Yoruba.
Mole so dear. Hey.
Try.
So yeah, you just kind of, I can't tell you when it happened, but it happened, and I've kind of stuck with it ever since.
Yeah. So one of my favorite stories of you is how this came to be.
I'm kind of nervous because I feel like
I
don't know what you're pulling out of that.
I know your story.
I don't know what's on that. Your little board over there. I'm kind of nervous. Yeah, but go on.
The Braiding Vault. How it came to be, and even with the lingerie line too, how it came to be, and I know the story, and I would like for you to share. You had a dream, and you saw all of this.
Sounds like Martin Luther King. I had a dream. I had a dream. Vision is very important.
Yeah.
The Bible tells us that write the vision down for an appointed time, right? And though it may tarry, wait for it, surely it will come to pass. Yeah. And so I was working at the Nigerian Stock Exchange, and I've been with them for a couple of years, and I was kind of tired.
Yeah.
And I wanted to kind of leave Nigeria. I was like, okay, it's not working, maybe I need to bounce. And that summer, I traveled to Atlanta to see my uncle. And while I was in the guest room sleeping, in a vision, I saw a lingerie store, and I saw the name Shhh. And I saw it exactly with 2 S's and 3 H's, right? And so when I woke up from that, I kind of Googled, what is this, right? And it kind of means keep quiet, discreet. And I was like, oh yeah, that is a woman's intimate wear. It's kind of discreet, like nobody knows what you're wearing underneath. That secret is between you and your body. Yeah. Right? Those are the only 2 people, and if privileged, your significant other gets to see it. So I was like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go back to Nigeria and I'm gonna set this thing up. And so I started doing my research. I did some market research, and I'd met somebody while I was at the Nigerian Stock Exchange, and he was like a mentor. So he was like, at the time I wanted to leave the exchange, I had a lot of the EDs, the CEO, the council members telling me, you can't go. We love you here, you cannot go. So one of them actually said, okay, even if you go, what is it that you're going to do? And I was like, I don't know, I'm just trying to figure it out, but I have an idea to start this business. And he was like, okay, put together a business plan and send it to me, and let's see how I can come in, right? So I put together my business plan and I sent it to him, and I didn't hear from him for 3 months. So for 3 months, I'm chasing up. And then finally on the 3rd month, he was like, sorry, I haven't been in touch. I've been busy, yada, yada, yada. I like your plan. I'm going to fund it, right? If that's going to bring you back to Nigeria, because we need to encourage more young people to come back home. So, excuse me. So, took the money and opened the first location. Within 18 months, we were able to break even. And I'd raised the money to kind of pay him back. Right?
Wait, what?
Yeah, within 18 months. Because at the time that we opened, not like now, Shhh Lingerie was very unique, and it was the first of its kind.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot of brands that was doing it. There wasn't a lot of people that was familiar with it. Our price points were expensive for what it was in Nigeria, because you were used to your bend down select. All of a sudden you're buying bra for 25K. They're like, what's going on here? Right? And so it kind of went through the roof really quickly. So within 18 months, we'd made some money, and I'd taken this money because I'm a woman of integrity, and I've hit him up, here's the money back. And he said to me, this has never happened before. I've given a lot of people money to start businesses, and they've never come back. They've never ever come back to kind of, say, this is the money.
Yeah.
He said, so I'm so pleased with what you've done. I've driven past your store a few times, and it's just so refreshing to see somebody that says they're going to do something and they do it. So keep the money and use it to reinvest in your business. I was like, oh, okay. So we went, opened up Abuja.
Wow.
And that was the second location. And so that kind of ran for about 4 years. And then, so we've made some money now. We've got money sitting in the bank. And I'm saying to God, we need to use this money for something else, right? I need another business venture. I need you to speak to me. And I prayed for 6 months, kind of having this conversation with God back and forth. And on January the 6th, 2020, I went to a friend's house, and I had a nap because I had...
What is it with this sleep now?
It's sleep. God can only speak to you when he puts you in deep sleep. And that sleep was deep because I had some good food that day and it just knocked me out.
I need to be sleeping more.
Yeah. You need to be sleeping more and be asking for God to speak to you in your dreams. And so I fell into a deep sleep. And in this sleep, I had the full blueprint of the Braiding Vault, the name, the uniforms, the service provided, exactly what we're going to do. And God was very clear. You're going to have a braiding salon. You're not going to mix that with like pedicures and manicures. You're not going to mix that with weave. That it was so precise, right? And I woke up from my dream, and the first thing I did was I woke up and I was gasping for air. And I picked up my phone and I typed the Braiding Vault into Google. It didn't exist. Right? So I was like, oh my God.
For the second time.
This doesn't exist, right? So I picked up the phone and I called my mum. Like, this is what happened. And my mum's words were, run with it. And in 90 days, I opened my first salon.
In 2020.
In 2020, at the peak of COVID. At the peak of COVID. So all my businesses have actually been open during recessions.
Wow.
Or pandemics. So yeah. And we opened the first one in 2020. We opened the second one in 2021. Wow. We opened the third one, the UK branch, in 2022.
3 locations.
3 locations in 3 years.
Oh, you're killing it.
Yeah.
You're killing it.
We did our thing.
Some people shop. With Okta, I shop effortlessly. I placed a trade this morning while having coffee. Made profit while trying out this outfit. It's not magic, it's strategy. With Okta, you can trade anywhere, even here. You can start with a demo account, learn from the expert, join a Telegram community, and when you're ready, trade for real. Fast withdrawals, no stress. Some call it Forex. I call it funding my lifestyle. So what's been your biggest power move as a leader?
My biggest
With all those
power
booming
move.
businesses, what's been that move that you'd be like, boom?
Getting NAFDAC approval for our products. Now, anybody in Nigeria knows. We love NAFDAC because they could be watching this and be giving me side eye.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that for you to get NAFDAC approval in Nigeria is like trying to get the Israelites out of Egypt. It was tough. And it was a process that went on for like 2 years. And then power keeps changing hand.
Yeah.
So every time you go there to meet with somebody, there's somebody
Someone
new.
else.
Do you know what I mean? And there's a lot of things that go on. We're not going to talk about it because we don't want any backlash. There is a lot of things that go on, and there's a lot that goes into the process.
Yeah.
And the minute they gave us that certification, I actually cried. And I was like, oh my God, we did it. Because for me, it was being able to get our products into as many outlets as possible, and we couldn't do that without this NAFDAC number. So I think for me that has been that was a big move that I still reconnect with till today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice one.
Yeah.
Congratulations. So let's go a bit personal. You said in an interview with B2G that, I quote now, I've been through a lot of trauma from the age of 7 to 28. Been through emotional abuse, physical abuse. Your words, Joy.
Oh God, this interview is about to get very...
It's exclusives, baby.
Damn! This is why you didn't send the questions.
No.
Yeah, I get it now. Okay.
So you want to share, and why? It's not because we need gist or we need gossip. You know, I've always said that this show is not for clouds. It's because there might be someone out there watching, and you are an inspiration. You're a powerhouse, and probably what you're sharing is something that someone needs to hear at that particular moment. So that's why we do what we do. So.
Okay. So your question was?
What is it? Do you care to share what that phase was like?
So, I mean, without diving into too much details, you can just imagine as a young girl going through trauma from 7 to 18, you can put the pieces together and kind of figure out what kind of trauma that a young girl would have experienced. And I experienced and I was exposed to things that I shouldn't have been exposed to at a young age, and even as a teenager. And that's to no fault of anybody else. It's just how the world is. But one thing I've learned from my experiences is not to be a victim.
Yeah.
I almost detest that victim mentality, because we all have a choice, right? And we have a choice to either succumb, right? And keep retelling the story of what has happened to us, or we can rise up, overcome, and rewrite the story of what has happened to us. And so I was put in vulnerable situations that allowed people to take advantage of me, right? And I didn't speak about it. I kind of thought it was the norm. Like, okay, it must be the norm. Like, if it's happening to me, it must be happening to you. But it's just the elephant in the room that nobody talks about. And it's not until you get older that you realize that, wait a minute. Actually, I should have never been in that position in the first place. And so I draw strength from it. And I'm like, okay, God wanted me to go through that because He's trying to teach me that no matter what life presents to me, I have the power of choice. I can either rise above it or I can allow it to be my lullaby. Yeah. And I am too focused, and I'm too empowered, and I'm too knowledgeable to give power to something that was supposed to break me.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So it was, I mean, I talk about it now, there's forgiveness. Forgiveness is key. And I sometimes I say to my staff, I say, we grant mercy, we give mercy, we permit mercy, because God gives us mercy every single day. So I've forgiven, right? And vengeance is of the Lord. It's not for me to, because you retell the story, this internet is a very dangerous place. They'll start digging and bring up, go and find the person or persons. And I don't want that. Do you know what I mean? I want everyone to kind of just focus on where you are now.
Yeah.
I think that's the important message. Focus on where you are now. And if you have been through abuse or trauma or, you know, any form of like negative experience in your life, rather than focus on what happened to you, I think the important message is to focus on what message are you trying to what message are you trying to give to the next person?
Yeah.
Because if we keep seeing stories of people that never healed, and we keep seeing stories of people that have been in traumatic situations and they remain there, what hope is it for the next person that's going through it? So there has to be an image,
true story,
right? There has to be an image that someone can connect with and be like, well, damn, if she can be there, well, then I can kind of not get over it, but I can rise above it, and be a better version of myself. I answered your question smartly.
She did that. She cut through corners, but we'll take it. We'll take it.
I know, yeah.
I think that was a very great way of answering it.
Yeah.
To rise above it as opposed to staying with it. That's good.
Absolutely.
So, Mrs. O.
Yeah, Mrs. O.
I saw that you recently got married like a couple of years back.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Hey.
You know, as a Nigerian, there is often this pressure to marry early, you know? Just like, where are you going with this pressure? You know, what was your waiting season like, you know, with all the pressure that the society and the expectations, I'm still quite young, but like, I know I'm getting to that phase where like a lot of my mates are like, I'm like, but you're still single like a couple of months ago, what's happening? You know? So what was that waiting phase like, and how do you deal with societal expectations?
I get asked this question a lot, and especially from like young girls that are in their 20s, and there's just there's so much pressure.
Joy's in her 40s, by the way.
Yeah, I
am. You look so damn good.
Thank you, girl. Hey. The pressure is real, and the pressure comes from the Nigerian society more than anything else. It's and other cultures have their own pressures, but I think the Nigerian societal pressure is a lot.
Yeah.
I got married at 38, and to be honest, it did not bother me one bit. I've been proposed to 7 times, so for me, it wasn't a...
They're not coming situation.
It's not the case that they're not coming. They were coming. But the right one was not coming until now. Hey, baby. So there's a season where you have to kind of silence the noise, right? Everybody's race is not your race. Your race is not everybody else's race.
Yeah.
The goal is what? The goal is to be married. The goal is to have children.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is the difference between a woman that has a child at 50 and a woman that has a child at 22? The end goal is still the same. They're still both mothers. You still call the 50-year-old a mother, 22-year-old a mother, right? So what is the difference between a woman that married in 60 and a woman that married at 18? She's still a wife, right? And so age has become a factor for determining certain success or measuring success in an individual's life. And I think the important message is to remove age. So I did egg freezing when I was 37. Can't remember the ages now, 36. It was sharp 30 something. And I remember when I did that procedure, I felt a sense of relief. Because I was like, oh, they got some eggs now, I'm good, right? So I don't need to bother myself with the pressure of, I'm getting old.
Yeah.
Or the guy not telling you, after 35, your
Time
clock
is-
is ticking.
yeah.
Because I'm like, yeah, y'all got some good amount of eggs there. When I'm ready, we'll kind of visit
yeah.
it, right? So I think for an individual, you just kind of have to put some factors in place that don't allow the noise to affect you. And sometimes this noise is coming from in-house.
Yeah.
Their mommy and daddies. We need to kind of back up, right? Because we pressure our children into marrying because of status quo, because we want to sit in our circles and have a conversation with our, group of friends. Oh, my daughter is married now.
My granddaughter
and
is nice.
My granddaughter is doing this. And sometimes that pressure, you're pushing your child into a marriage they have no business being in.
Yeah.
Because now this child is getting married to appease the parents. And the message of love, the message of connection, the message of genuinely finding a life partner is lost. It's all about, I need to get married, my friends are getting married, my mom's on my neck, I need to have a baby, my friends are having babies, my friends aren't. And so you become a mediocre wife.
Yeah. So you're running two successful brands, Shhh, Lingerie. I think that's my favorite. It's so cool.
Thank you.
And the Braiding Vault.
Yeah.
If you could wear only one of this for the rest of your life, which would it be? A killer lingerie or the perfect braids?
Killer lingerie. Hey. Hello. No.
I love that.
Yes. Killer
Braiding
lingerie.
Vault.
We get braids, mate. We'll tie the hair up in a bun. But lingerie.
So, other than having me here today, what's the most fun thing you've done in recent times? Bold for me to think that having me here today is fun.
Very true.
Joy, you said very true. It's not
No,
fun.
I'm joking. No. It's been fun. This is the funnest. This is the best interview I've done in a while. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
thank you.
It's like the crew, everyone, like your energy is on point.
I love you guys.
So yeah, you guys are actually one of the best things I've done in a while. It was one of the best things I've done in a while. Oh, I went wine tasting in Napa Valley.
Okay.
In San Francisco. That was that was fun for me. Yeah, sorry. It's a bit boring. It's not what you want to hear. I mean, it's not shaking my butt on a yacht in Dubai, but
That's fun
it
too.
was drinking good wine from a nice vineyard. Yeah.
Yeah. So are you ready for braiding questions?
I don't know. Your questions are quite.
No. We're done with the serious one.
Okay,
it's time for
cool.
us to relax
Okay.
and enjoy ourselves.
All right, let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yes.
So I'll see you downstairs.
All right, cool.
Joy, 3 years, 3 different locations. How proud are you?
I'm very proud of myself. Very, very proud.
So braids used to be like the go-to hairstyle. If you're broke, in uni, I couldn't afford chocolate and Remy weaves, so I'll go and braid my hair. But not anymore. If you want to braid your hair now,
Yes.
you need good coin.
Yes.
Why is that?
Pop culture
Okay.
has made it popular. You see videos with like Beyonce, you see videos with Arya Star. They're promoting braids.
Yeah.
They're promoting cornrows with extensions.
Yeah.
It's like the in thing, it's the look now. And it's also for the hair enthusiasts,
Yeah.
people that care about their hair care journey, that care about protective hairstyles. So it's just basically changing the narrative from what you knew braids to be to
What it is.
the celebration of what braids is. And that is the celebration of artistry.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why I would say braids is an in thing kind of like now.
So if you could do like a hair makeover
Yeah.
for any celebrity in the world, who would it be and what style would you choose?
That is such a tough question. You come with the questions.
Yeah, I do.
A hair makeover for any celebrity. Probably Serena Williams.
Right.
And I'll do goddess braids for her, waist length, like full. I think it would really look nice.
It'll bang.
Yeah,
I
it'll
think it's
bang on
love.
her.
I think it's
Yeah.
love. So I see the air mist.
Yes.
I see the edge control.
Yeah.
I see the hair and scalp oil.
Yes.
What's your favorite product?
The edge control. It
Correct.
firmly just, it does that. It does what it needs to do.
Yeah. So if you have 30 minutes and you need to slay, what's your go-to hairstyle?
30 minutes and I need to slay a
Yeah.
wig. It's not enough time in the day. Throwing on a wig. Yeah, that's it.
Do you have clients coming with like TikTok hairstyles and they're like, you have to do this?
All the time. I want it like this.
I want this. I want to pull it off. Have you done any?
Yes, we have.
Oh my God! I saw the one you did for Independence Day.
Yes.
I thought that was cute.
Thank you very much. Wanted to do something different.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty.
So yeah, we do get TikTok hairstyles, we get Instagram hairstyles, we get unconventional hairstyles, but that's the whole point of our existence, is to, really celebrate the artistry of braiding and bring out something unique from it.
At the braiding vault.
Yes.
What's the craziest hairstyle you have to pull off? That you be like,
It was for somebody that had no hair.
what is it now?
So there was, it's like, I'm not laughing at that situation, but people do suffer from traction alopecia.
Yeah.
And a particular lady had like hair in certain areas, so we had to master hiding all those points with like cane rolls.
Ooh.
And by the time it was done, you had no clue that she didn't have any hair on her. So yeah, that was
well done.
That was a proud moment.
Well done. So if I wanted to do braids, that would take me from basic to boss. What hairstyle would you recommend?
For you,
Yeah.
looking at your face, I would do a Fulani,
Okay.
half Fulani, half braids goddess. I think that would look really nice with you. And maybe do the flip style as well. I think that would look really nice with you as well.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me in your salon.
Thank you.
So I don't even. So let's talk about table 10. What were you looking at achieving with that, and what did the men do to you? Because I know that it's just for females. So you're gonna answer that.
First of all, the men didn't do anything. The men didn't do anything to me, but there's already enough seats at the table for men. We need to create more seats at the table for women. And the whole purpose of table 10 is to empower women to want to be at the table, want to be at the table of making executive decisions and making headways in their careers and in their businesses. So that's why we created Table 10. And Table 10 is just about inspiring and educating women. I know it's a bit cliche, that whole what do you bring to a table discussion, but the truth of the matter is, for me, a table signifies completion. It signifies a place where you come to discuss matters, where you come to make significant decisions.
Yeah.
And as women, we should be comfortable to sit at that table.
Yeah.
And make those decisions, right? So that's basically where Table 10 derived from.
So if you had to describe your entrepreneurial journey as a type of lingerie, what would it be and why? What would it be and why?
It would be a bodysuit.
Okay.
It would be a bodysuit.
You didn't miss that one. Yeah. Okay.
Why? Because you put it on and it's nice and snug. It looks nice. It's very defined. It's snatched. It's giving you that finished product.
To kill the day.
And then you remember the technicalities of actually putting it together. Women, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, that would be that would be the desired lingerie for my entrepreneurial journey.
You're in an industry where trends come and go. How do you stay ahead of the curve with both your businesses?
Being consistent and being knowledgeable and being open to hear suggestions from other people, no man is an island. You cannot do this on your own. So you need to surround yourself with people that have insight, people that have the know-hows, and they're, you know, as trendy, and surround yourself with some Gen Zs and millennials and kind of see what's happening. And thank God for social media, because if you want to be stuck in your ways, social media will quickly remind you at the pace in which the world is moving. So I'm constantly on there looking at what's going on, what's trending, pop culture, Gen Zs. There's new sayings every day, you know, you have to kind of keep up. I saw one the other day, CC means check comments. I was like, okay, right? So you just have to continuously adapt to technology and adapt to the people that are around you.
So I have this card game here.
Oh, nice. Where did you bring that out from? This girl.
So there are questions here. I'll pick for you, you pick for me. The winner, anyone who loses takes the other person to dinner.
Oh, it sounds good.
I like food.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, let's start with. Oh no, let me pick for you first.
Okay.
Oh, this, let me pick one.
Okay.
Okay, it says here that you are going to give me 5 jobs that require a uniform.
5 jobs that require a uniform: police officer, doctor, security guards, fireman, chef.
Okay. Please be nice, so with proper one for real.
Okay. Pizza toppings.
Okay, we have cheese. We have tomatoes. We have, now in Nigeria they do suya. I won't lie.
Oh wow.
They do suya.
It's a whole new
They
level.
do chicken. I've done plenty now.
Yeah,
try. Okay.
Okay. Let's see.
No.
Oh yeah, you're picking for me. Yeah, we have to get used to that. Okay.
There
you go.
Please, Joy, just take the fall for the both of us.
Okay.
Christmas songs.
I was just singing one. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you.
I don't like this game.
Merry Christmas. I think I'm not gonna. I think I'm gonna win. So I think you should just give up.
Just give up, right?
Famous buildings.
Okay. Famous buildings. Terra culture.
It's not a famous building.
It's not famous.
No.
Help me now.
Queen, 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 queen.
Okay, Burj Khalifa.
Did someone give her the answer? I feel
No,
like you got everything.
nobody did. We have Burj Khalifa.
Okay, yeah, you got that one.
If we need an icebreaker.
Okay.
So pick. I'm picking for you now, right?
Yeah.
Citrus fruits.
Lemon.
That was so easy.
Sorry. I'm gonna win at this game. I think we should just.
Yeah, this is the final one.
Okay.
This is the final one.
Be a good one, please. Be a good one. Ha! See God. Things you might find in a beauty salon.
I'll find joy.
Hey.
I would find a dryer.
Yes.
I would find a straightener.
Yes. That was good. That was good. Thank you. That was a sign from God.
So nobody
there we
lost.
go. Yeah,
We're both winners.
Yeah, we're both winners.
Joy, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you so much
I
for
really do
having
appreciate
me.
it. I had so much.
So did
girl,
I. This was the best interview I've done in a long time.
And that's what's up. Ever.
Yeah. Keep to that. Ever. Yeah, I like that.
And that's what's up. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
And we've come to the end. I hope to see you next time. Bye. Joy, to sign out.
Bye. Bye.